Hello, good people. Welcome back to the Kuhb Games YouTube channel. We are back on the ladder with some rescue cat action. Today, we're taking the aggressive approach, and we're playing some cat OTK. Ripped this deck essentially from, I think it's card for card, what Bluetooth played to a top 8 at a GGP several months ago, but of course this version of the deck is going to be a lot more glass cannon. You're just looking to just win the game outright in one turn. That's what OTK means, one turn kill. Okay. So, alright, we're getting to shoot it here, which is fine. That actually makes our decisions a little bit easier. Obviously, I would like to keep all of the cards that I have in hand, but we're losing the panda, so that's fine. So, like, now we can't attack over this creature with the panda, but we can summon out the Gaff and Nobleman. If that's a battle trap, it's a battle trap. I'm not going to use my giant Trunade here. Generally, you want to save these for like the big pushes. And if that is a battle trap and a Trunade here, the opponent just sets it on the next turn, but they're likely going to be able to run over this Gaff anyway, I would imagine. So, we're just going to summon it out. Nobleman, see if we can get in for 23. Ooh, we hit a Faith. That's nice. I don't mind the turn 1 set Faith Blaze whenever you've, used your Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, something like that. Ugh. Okay, that's why they took out the panda. No attack. Oh, I guess if I don't attack... Yeah, because it did already attack. I think that's how that works. So we'll go ahead and take that one out. If I'm wrong there, I could be wrong. I'm not going to look up the ruling just right now. But I believe it still did technically declare an attack. The attack declaration was not negated. We just got a replay. Okay. Well, this turns on my Snatch Steal pretty well. You can have that. Though this does make it harder to... it's funny, I can pick up the Goblin Attack Force with a giant Trunade. Alright, we get another Trunade, not ideal. But, draw a card off this Jar of Greed. Des Wombat's not doing anything for me, of course. If I snatch the Thousand Eyes Restrict, then the best they can do is like put out another Thousand Eyes Restrict. I guess the best they could do is like MST the Snatch Steal, but I don't really want to keep taking these chunks of 2300, I don't think. And I want to get these goats cleared off the board, and I think this is like the best strategy to sort of try to win the game here. Because if we keep taking 2300, especially if our opponent summons another monster, then, we're not going to have a whole lot of time to really build up resources. So, I think this is fine. I guess while we're thinking, I really need to figure out what to do with this little, this whole black box that's underneath me, like between me and the pigs. Naga having a big nap down there. Of course, I made this overlay for the stream, which I plan on doing more now that the YouTube channel is growing, and I'm getting some more followers on Twitch. I want to do a little bit more streaming, but obviously that's where the chat goes, and we don't have that for YouTube videos, so could probably think of something to do with it. But anyway, our opponent has made a play. We lose a Snatch Steal and lose the Thousand Eyes Restrict. Now, I think we just giant Trunade here. And then just hope to sit here and build up resources, honestly. I'm not gonna... I could set the Wombat, but then they just suck it up, and there's just no reason to do that. I'm just going to pass the turn. Thousand Eyes Restrict is a problem for this deck. What I have, Exiled Force, I think, is my out in the main deck. Is that it? Oh, man. Yeah, it looks like Exiled Force is my only out to Thousand Eyes Restrict in the main. Oh, I have Ring of Destruction as well. That's right. I got the deck list pulled up next to me, you know, just in case I need to look over it, because it is pretty toolboxy. Okay, we're ditching a spy. This could just be straight up like goat control. Could also still be chaos control, of course, but... Oh, well, there's the Exiled Force. If I pop the Thousand Eyes Restrict here, though, I just lose, right? So I don't know if I can even afford to do that. Man, okay. We'll just keep passing. Though I think this game might be a little lost here. Hope to get out to a little bit of a faster start in game 2. I guess we could draw Ring into... okay, well, Tsukuyomi... We'll let him flip the other monster. That is lethal. Okay. Yeah, so nothing that we could have done there would have saved us, really. I guess, like, they wouldn't have had the Tsukuyomi line if we took out the Thousand Eyes Restrict there, but they only needed something that could do like 400 damage or something. So, and this is fine. We want Lightning Vortex and we want Book of Moons. I guess we could bring in the mind controls. They showed Jokoichi and Magician of Faith and Spy, so I don't hate mind control here. So we're bringing in 5. What do we not want? Of course we want swords. I guess we could side out the swords. Or we want Nox. That's what I meant to say. We can side out the swords. I don't hate that. I think we can probably side out 1 Trunade. I don't think that's the worst idea in the world. I think we can get rid of a Wombat. Probably fine there. We can shave on Giant Rat, I believe. And then... like all these other cards, but... just shave a Gigantus. I guess we could shave a Gaff, right? The Gaff's pretty good at dealing with Spy. But we really only need 1 in the deck. And we can deal with Spy in some other ways, so I think this is fine. Gaff's just really bad against Scapegoat, as we saw in game 1. But this matchup seems pretty rough. Is one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of like the Cat OTK decks. Just a little too glass cannony. You've got some worse matchups. Obviously, you know, you have more power in the deck. You can certainly just, you know, game your opponent out of nowhere, and there is something to be said for that. But I like more proactive decks that also have, you know, backup plans. That's why I like Warriors so much. It's an aggressive deck, but it can play a controlling strategy pretty well with a whole bunch of traps and solemns and smashing grounds and stuff like that. Even the monsters, sometimes you just sit back on Kaiku and just chill. But this deck can't really play the controlling route too well. Okay, so we have made it to game 2. Alright, we opened up Cat. That's pretty nice. So now the question is, do I want to summon Injection Fairy Lily, or do I want to like set Mindless Radiant? I mean, either one helps push for game. I'm just going to summon out the Lily, I think. Just a little harder to get over. So if my opponent wants to take, you know, the route of attacking my monster, it's not really going to work out for him with the Fairy Lily. Whereas Mindless Radiant could just, you know, not do anything. And if I want to push for game next turn, Lily certainly helps me get there. So we can... we can Heavy Storm, of course. and see what's up. If they get Scapegoat, then they're just screwed. Rescue Cat goes and gets to, well, I guess then they're not screwed, because Injection Fairy Lily can't really get through, but we'll have some big pandas, put it that way. So I guess, like, for specifically Scapegoat, setting Mindless Radiant would be better, but if it's not exactly Scapegoat, I think Injection Fairy Lily is a little better here, because, like, we have an answer to a face-up monster, we have an answer to a face-down monster, we have an answer to the back row, and we have a cat. I mean, this is just, like, one of the best possible situations, I think, that you could get for opening, outside of, you know, having Last Will, but Last Will heavy hands are nuts. Even better, like, Last Will giant Trunade hands, I think. I think those are even better. Our opponent's taken a long time. No, I don't want a discard. They brought in Mobius? I guess that could be for Decree potential. Okay, well, we drew another cat. Obviously, this hand's not as good because now we don't have the Heavy Storm, but it's fine. I can just attack in with the Lily. Alright, our opponent sets more back row. Not excited about that. I don't think there's any reason really to play into Torrential here. We've got 2 Trunades to draw to in the deck now. Maybe, you know, if we make it to game 3, I could think about siding in more, siding back in that Trunade, maybe siding in Decree. Okay, Sakuretsu armor's fine. Oops, I meant to set the giant rat, so I'm gonna do that, and hopefully they let it go through. Alright. I don't think there's any need to summon the giant rat there. They could have left Knock in their deck, but if they know how, you know, they saw enough, I think. Tribe's a little annoying, but that's fine. They, yeah. Yep, they certainly did leave their Knocks in. Okay, noted. Okay. Oh, Last Will. Okay, that's good. Let's see if we can hit a Trunade here off of this Jar of Greed. No, but Book of Moon is not great, I guess. Let's just special summon Gigantes. Get rid of probably Mindless Radiant. And then let's just attack over this tribe. Oh, the attack went through. That's nice. Okay, so let's just set this Book of Moon. Okay, it gets MST'd. That's fine. Let's see what the opponent has now. Guess there could still be, like, Scapegoat back there or something. Any giant Trunades? Exile Force. Okay, well, I think I'm just going to attack with this Gigantes until it doesn't work out anymore. Alright, so they drew Sakuretsu. That's fine. Pass the turn. We are way up on card advantage. Okay. Does our opponent have a Dark in the grave? They do not. Okay. Alright, well now we can... Ooh. Now we can use our Last Will. Or we could just Mind Control here. Choices. So what do we have to get with this Last Will? Obviously we can get a cat. I don't think that's really where I want to go. Could just get a giant rat. Maybe I save the Last Will. We could just Mind Control here. What is... Yeah. Oh, yeah. If it's a Faith, That works out really well for us. If it's a Decoichi, that works out well as well. If it's a spy, that's fine. I don't think I need to be too aggressive here. Yeah, let's just mind control, because I don't like any of my last will things. Of course, it's a fucking sinister serpent. Okay. I guess I'll flip it. So actually, I'm glad I didn't exile Force now. But I'll summon out Rescue Cat. I'm not gonna last will here. I'm just gonna go get some stuff. I don't really want to get the panda here because like they could just flip. Could just flip Scapegoat, but this isn't the biggest attack in the world, but it does do something. And then obviously I can follow up with Exiled into Cat again, or Exiled into Cyberstein, really, if I want to. So that's fine. I'm starting to think that, you know, these may not be real traps. Though Panda... Well, Panda does make my... Does that turn my cat off? No, I have two more. No, I only have one Panda in the deck. Because I sided out the Wombat, so that actually turns my cat off. But Cyberstein is not turned off yet. So let's summon... I could summon Exiled Force and do Last Will. How confident am I that these aren't anything? I could get Ryu Senshi. It does have two activations here. I'm kind of playing with fire though, right? Yeah, let's just summon Panda, I think. Let's attack over this Serpent. It does give him a Serpent back in hand, but it's fine. I'm just gonna set Last Will. I guess Last Will, it doesn't pull like Cat out of the deck, but like double Last Will could pull like Cyberstein plus another Panda. So it was just an interesting situation here. Navigating it. Okay. So opponent just sets a monster here. We draw a Jar of Greed. Well, we know that's Serpent, right? So I think we're just chilling. We'll keep attacking over the Serpent. I mean, no, it's not Serpent. Serpent's right there. Well, that was stupid. Not my part. I just totally blanked that my opponent didn't get the Serpent back. Sorry about that. Just set the Jar of Greed and pass here. This makes the Panda bigger, so I'm not too worried about those spies sitting on the board. I don't think I need to Lightning Vortex now. I'm not sure what those other two traps could be. Or the face downs. Interesting. Like at this point, I'm thinking that they're bluffs, but... Oh, there's a Torrential down? That's fine. They get card destruction back. Alright. Okay, well, immediately regret setting the will. I mean, that was probably not a great play. Ooh, don't regret drawing that. Well, actually, I guess I do regret drawing that, because, yeah, card destruction. So, I guess, yeah, I guess setting the will, well, it would have given me an extra draw, I suppose. So, oh, Premature Burial. Okay. I see you, deck. Unfortunately, we can't go get an Exiled Force for this Rhoda. I think I've played this game poorly. I think that's pretty clear, actually. Well, not like overall, but there are certainly some decisions that I made that could have been a little better. Okay, don't hate Gigantes here. Might be able to... we can probably pull out a win, right? We have Rat. That doesn't quite do it. Because we do have Premature Burial for Exiled Force and Last Will. But let's just lead on Graceful Charity. Okay, love to see Pot of Greed. Panda. So that should do it, right? We get rid of... Well, no, because I got to get rid of Jar of Greed. Do I... Okay, so... Oh, I get rid of the Rhoda, right? Oh, Rhoda goes for... Let's just get rid of the Panda. So what we do here is... activate Last Will. I actually don't want to... Yeah. Go get Exiled Force. Exiled Force takes that out. And then we Last Will. For... Oh. So I did side out the cat... sided out the other rat. Oh my god. I'm losing it here. But that's fine. We're still going to win this game. Go get Goblin Attack Force. And like with the Gaff, I didn't actually need another thing there for the Last Will, so this is fine. Normal summon Gaff. Special summon this. And we don't have to... don't even have to play the Pot of Greed. Okay. Whew, so that one was not played super tight, but it's fine. We'll bring in Giant Trunade. I'm just going to cut one of these Jar of Greeds, I think. Still want the Book of Moons in. Maybe I want the level 2 as well. I want a lot of cards here. Just bring in level 2 over another jar. It's probably fine. And then do I want... Like, my opponent's bringing in Battle Traps. I could just side in, like, Royal Decrees over these since I'm cutting my trap lineup so small. I think that's fine as well. I generally don't like Decree against, like, the control decks, but if they're going to be bringing in more traps, probably fine. Okay, don't hate this. Yep, do hate that. Okay. Alrighty, so my opponent has shown that they're not above setting turn 1 Moth. But we'll see what we draw off of this Graceful Charity first before we decide whether we want to Mind Control. Okay. I think I like the Lightning Vortex here, actually. Case of Scapegoat. So let's just discard Fairy Lily, because I think we're going to be on the Stein plan. We, of course, have Premature Burial to get it back anytime we want. The Book of Moon is like... I guess we have an out to Thousand Eyes Restrict with the Rhoda. Let's just ditch the Book of Moon. I think it's probably the worst card we have here. I'm going to throw off this Mind Control. If it's a Faith, it's just awesome. If it's something else... Legendary Jujitsu Master? Okay, well... I'll flip it up. But that's kind of annoying. I'm just going to set Decree and pass, I think. I could Rhoda, but again, I think I want Rhoda to potentially be able to get an Exile Force. Okay, that's fine. Okay, my opponent has in Dust Tornado. Okay, sure. I guess it makes sense against Premature Burial. I don't know. Sure. Fine. Okay, gain 1,000 from the upstart. I need something to kill this Jujutsu Master, but I think we can make that happen. I love that if I activate Cyberstein, I go down to 5,000 now instead of 3. That's pretty nice. I guess I do have something to kill the Jujutsu Master. I have a Lightning Vortex here. Oh. Neat. How do we proceed here? We have a lot of options. I could go get Goblin Attack Force. Attack over this, it puts it back on top. I kind of don't want to draw that though, right? I could just well, if I Cyberstein into... I don't want to Cyberstein into Ryusenshi. I think I just want to pass, actually. I really want to draw something to interact with their back row so that I can be a little bit more informed on the Cyberstein and cat plays. Okay, well, this is perfect. Oh, Last Will. Maybe I need an A-Team Trap Disposal unit in this deck. Okay, well, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna Rhoda now. Let's go get Gaff. See if we can bait out that back row. Okay, we do bait out the back row. It's a Sakuretsu, so this is fine. Yeah, let's just pass the turn. I think we're in a good spot. Hopefully the opponent doesn't feel the need to play anymore. Any more back row or anything? Okay. Duo is not ideal. Is that going to take out the cat? No, the opponent's going to disconnect. Okay, looks like opponent's back. They do take out the rescue cat, which is fine. I'm just going to ditch Lightning Vortex, because I have Premature Burial for the cat, and we can just, like, if they don't set a back row, we just go off. The game's over. That's fine. I don't care about that. No back row? Even if they have a back row, I think we just press at this point, right? Ooh, Gigantes. That clears back row. So I can't Premature Burial plus Cyberstein at this point. Let's summon out Gigantes. Just see what happens. I'm just gonna attack. I think we can take one more turn off from not doing anything. Because if they want to crash, then that's good for us. That's just gonna blow up their back row. And I'm just gonna pass the turn. I think we're potentially just off the Cyberstein plan now, because Prima Cat Last Will was looking a whole lot better. You have a Graceful Charity. Man, just one heavy storm. There's the knock, yeah. Just one heavy storm, one giant Trunade. They don't even have a flip to get back with that Night Assailant. Alright, come on, deck. Yes! Yay, we drew the dirt. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you can dash shoot me all you want. No big deal. You are dead. Assuming I do this right. Alright, let's activate Giant Trunade. Okay, so let's Last Will. And then let's just take account of everything we've got. So we have all of our cat targets. Beautiful. Activate Prima. Get our little buddy here. So let's go get double Mindless Radiant. Can we kill here without the Wombat? I think so, right? Because we get triple Mindless Radiant, so these are all 18s. Yeah, and then this guy's a 34. So, Cat to Grave, go get Mindless Radiant. Panda. And Panda right now is 13 plus 15, 28. Okay. This should do it. It's only... Oh. The math adds up. I was going to tell the opponent it's only 900 from Panda, but cool. It didn't play that game too super tight, but able to take it and able to take the match against what I think is not a great matchup. I can't imagine that it's great, but cool. I'm not sure exactly how long this one was, because I know there's some parts I need to cut out, but we'll certainly get a second match for you. Okay, we've got our second match. The die has decreed that we go with scissors, unfortunately. Okay. So what we can do here, we open up with Giant Trunade. I always like that. Just having a Giant Trunade or a Heavy Storm, obviously, is just big game for this deck. Ideally, you don't want to see Delinquent Duo from the opponent. But, you know, that is what it is. All right, we'll take Jar of Greed. I'm gonna bend the Panda. This turns on Gigantes. And, you know, Nobleman of Crossout could be potentially key. Apparently it's not gonna be here because our opponent has Shining Angel, but... Alright, we're gonna draw a Giant Trunade. Don't want to throw out the Gigantes, so the reason to throw it out here is to help protect our life points from, like, no, we don't want to be under like too much attack because we want our life points to be high for Cyberstein. Unfortunately, it only has 1300 defense, so I can't just put it in defense, but I think I am going to summon it out. Worst case, our opponent like crashes Shining Angel into it and goes into DD Warrior Lady, but if they do that, we get, you know, a small amount of their life points taken out, but, you know, that could add up. Sometimes you need a little bit of chip damage in there. So I think this is fine. Obviously, you know, our hand's not great, but we did get duoed, and like our hand was fine. Obviously not busted. It doesn't have the huge plays that this deck is looking for, but not every hand is going to be like that. And I think that is one thing that sort of turns people away from these decks. Ooh, that's very bad. Okay. Creature swap was certainly a reason to not make this play, but Not every Shining Angel deck plays creature swap, so. Okay, that's an interesting one to have with the Shining Angel, I guess. Okay, so we are going to take that huge chunk, so if we draw Cyberstein, we're going to be Big Sag, but I think that's fine. Yeah, I think the consistency issues are something that turns people off of these cat-style decks, and that's one reason why I like the control deck over the OTK deck here. Is that it does have, you know, more answers. It's not as glass cannon-y, a bit of a backup plan. We are not dead on board. So I'll set Jar of Greed. I'm gonna set Giant Trunade. My opponent should know that one of these is a bluff, but just to, you know, maybe send a message to deter them a little bit more. They have Heavy Storm, so it doesn't matter. I'll flip Jar of Greed. Mindless Radiance, not going to help here. Alright, so it looks like we're going to lose another game 1. 24, 40, yep, we're dead. Okay, well, we did nothing in that game, so that's cool. But I want DD Warrior Lady. I think I want the Lightning Vortex here. I don't want Book of Moon. I don't think our opponent's going to be playing very many traps. And maybe I want this Mirror Force, actually. It helps take out recruiters. They showed multiple, you know, number 4s. So then maybe I want the Book of Moons as well. I don't know. Let's see what we can cut first. Again, I don't think my opponent's going to have a whole lot of back row here. But also kind of undecided. They're probably some sort of a goat deck. Well, if they're a goat deck, then I want the Book of Moons. So let's trim a Wombat, which I always end up regretting. We can trim a Gaff. Maybe we're supposed to actually... Well, if I'm bringing in the DD Warrior Lady... Maybe I don't bring in the DD Warrior Lady. We'll see. Maybe I can just cut these Noblemans. If I don't bring in the DD Warrior Lady, we just leave it like that. I think I still want my Gigantes in the deck. I could trim Trunade, but, well, here we go. We can just trim one of the jars, because I think DD Warrior Lady is going to be nice here against all of the recruiters. Again, I am certainly not an expert at siding with this deck. I think that's pretty clear. Don't hate this hand. We've got a lot going on. We've got a Pot of Greed. Now we have a Heavy Storm. And a Vortex. I'm going to set Jar of Greed. And I'm going to set the Panda. I'm not sure if that's correct, but everything our opponent showed. Yeah, I guess maybe we probably didn't show enough in game 1, but, like, I don't know, our opponent's getting value out of a knock that they would otherwise not have value with, but I think it's fine. Yeah, here's a Shining Angel, so setting, I don't know. I think setting's okay there. Alright, so we draw Rhoda, which is interesting. Could just flip this Jar of Greed here, get some more information. I think that's fine. I'm just gonna draw the card. Opponent's not communicating. That's okay. Just summon the Exiled Force. Get rid of the Shining Angel. And I think I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm not a big fan of setting Heavy Storm here. I know I set that last will in game 2 of the last match, which I feel like I shouldn't have, but I really don't want to get my Heavy Storm ripped by an MST, because Heavy Storm obviously is just so critical for this deck. Book of Moon. Okay, so we can put together a pretty big push here. So we can snatch the DD Warrior Lady. We can go get a Goblin Attack Force. We can attack in for 38. I don't hate that. And we clear our opponent's back row and we're up on cards. Sure. We have, you know, Lightning Vortex to go from there. We also have Premature Burial if we want to. For the Exile Force, the MST being gone could potentially be big. So yeah, let's just be aggressive here. Don't want DD Warrior Lady over Goblin Attack Force. We lose out on 800, but could just get another DD Warrior Lady, honestly. 3,000 versus 38. Well, I guess, yeah. Yeah, let's just get the DD Warrior Lady. Because DD Warrior Lady can attack on the next turn, and is there 5,000? We can attack in for not quite. No, it is lethal because the Exile Force would be 1,500. Yeah, so we actually do have lethal in the next turn. I don't think there's any reason to set this Book of Moon here. I don't want to like run. I guess we don't have lethal because of Snatch Steal, but I think it's fine. Like we wouldn't have lethal with the Goblin Attack Force line either, because it just has to sit in defense for 2 turns. Oh, monster. Rhoda, that should do it. Let's go get ourselves a Goblin Attack Force. And then just make sure I have the Exile Force in there. Yep. That is 6,300 damage. Coming at your face, opponent. All right, let's get game 2. See if we can get the old game 3 here. I'd say opponent's probably still leaving in the knock, so we'll keep that in mind going forward here. But I think I'm fine with things as they are. I don't think I want to bring in these decrees. We'll just draw Trunade Heavy Storm. We always do. Right deck. Right. I can't argue with this. I will take this hand. We'll draw the back row removal at some point, hopefully. If not, I mean, we have Premature Burial. We can get there for sure. All right, Trunade. Book of Moon. All right, I think I am going to set the Mindless Radiant here. If they want to knock that, fine, I guess. And it could lend itself to like a bigger play later. And obviously, you know. Oh, see, this is why. Well, I guess this doesn't matter, right? I'm gonna activate it. I don't think there's a reason not to, but they could have hit the ring there, and that's exactly why you don't just throw off Dust Tornado on your turn, unless like you needed extra information to like make a bigger play on your turn. But now we're gonna creature swap. Okay, sure. Have a Mindless Radiant, opponent. I'd imagine they have something to attack over the Shining Angel, which I am going to take care of with the Ring of Destruction more than likely. Oh, we have a Blowback Dragon. Okay. Summon's good. I'm going to activate this in response. I don't care how many heads you get, your Blowback Dragon is dying. Alright, so hopefully I flip up this Shining Angel and they decide to kill it. Oh, Cyberstein. Okay. This is an interesting spot here. So now, well, I guess if I don't flip this up, yeah, we just have to flip it up here. I was really hoping they torrentialed here. I don't think there's any reason to run the cat out here. No, I'm just gonna attack with the angel. Okay. And I think I'm actually just gonna set the Stein. Well, does it really matter? No, I don't think our life points super matter here, so I'm just gonna keep the Stein in hand. If they do something on their turn that makes it like that I could still, you know, activate the Stein, I would like to have it. And setting it doesn't really change anything, because if they have something to run over the Shining Angel, then they would have something to run over the Stein. We're just in... whoa. We're just in Giant Trunade waiting room here. Please heads, 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 heads. Nope, tails. Unfortunate. What's Jirai Gumo doing in the deck? Weird. Okay, well, Stein is not good now. DD Warrior Lady. These are the times where I like having the access to Sacred Phoenix, like we do in the control deck. Well, there's the Giant Trunade. Hold on. Hold on. Can we put something together here? So I can cat for... bunch of stuff, but like I also have Premature Burial, so I can cat for Mindless Radiant, go get Exiled Force. I guess I also have access to Injection Fairy Lily here. So yeah, I believe we can put together a game shot. Activate Trunade. Activate Last Will. So we got to make sure that we do this right. So cat. To go get Mindless Radiant. Mindless Radiant. Last Will is going to get Injection Fairy Lily. Yeah, and this should be more than enough. Activate Premature Burial. Get cat back. Activate cat and go get the 2 pandas. Okay. Then this panda is 2,800. Yes. You are very dead. All right, that's cool. So, I mean, like, really all you need with this deck is to draw a Giant Trunade or Heavy Storm. And if you set yourself up in the right spot, and your deck has, you know, cooperated with you, you're pretty good. So, I still like the control version of the deck more. I just like it more as a deck, and I think, you know, it's a little bit more consistent. But the OTK deck certainly has some power. But yeah. So that's 2 days of cat in a row. We're going to move on from cat after this, I believe. I just wanted to showcase, you know, both of the decks after I put up the control video. Just thought it was a good idea. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back with the next video.